You feel like you've lost your soul. It's not some dramatic lightning strike event, is it? It's more like a quiet fading, a slow draining of color until your whole life just feels flat and gray. You feel disconnected from yourself and from everything around you. Maybe you feel like an actor playing a part, watching your own life from a distance, like there's a glass wall between you and the world. Nothing really makes sense anymore, and you're just haunted by this deep, aching sense of meaninglessness. You're adrift. You wear the labels society gave you. Your job title, your relationship status, your responsibilities, and they feel like a heavy winter coat on a hot summer day. They just don't fit right. They chafe. And deep down, you've started to forget who you even are underneath it all. That vibrant, real person you used to know feels like a distant memory, a stranger you wouldn't recognize. But this feeling isn't a sign that you're broken. It's a signal. It's a profound, spiritual calling to come back home to yourself. This video is for you if you feel lost, and I'm going to show you the way back. The agitation, why we lose our souls. So, what does it even mean to lose your soul in this modern world? It's not some ancient curse. It's a real psychological and spiritual experience, a state of deep disconnection that's way more common than you'd think. A lot of people feel spiritually lost, like the entire foundation of their life has been ripped out from under them. It's often called a dark night of the soul. This isn't a crisis of faith, like doubting a specific religion. It's a metaphor for a painful but transformative journey. It's that period where the old rulebook for your life just completely falls apart. Think of it as an intervention, planned by the deepest part of you, to pull you back into alignment with your true self. It's your soul screaming, "I can't live this lie anymore." From the day we were born, we were taught to fit into boxes. Society hands us a pile of labels: the good student, the successful professional, the dutiful parent, the loyal friend. These labels end up dictating how we act and how we see ourselves. We get so used to wearing these masks that we start to think they are our face. But they're not who we are. They're constructs. And the more we cling to them, the more we suffocate the truth of who we're meant to be. I know this feeling intimately. For years, I chased success. I collected titles and accomplishments, thinking each one would finally make me feel whole. On paper, I had it all: the right job, the right friends, the right life. But inside, I was empty. I felt this chronic, aching fatigue that no amount of sleep could ever fix. My conversations felt hollow. My passions felt meaningless. It was this bizarre spiritual disorientation. I knew where I was on a map, but I had no idea where God or my own spirit had gone. I was in my own dark night, and it was terrifying. It was only when I finally realized that the life I had built was a cage, not a home, that my journey back could actually begin. And that journey wasn't about blowing up my life, but about rediscovering what was real underneath all the junk I had piled on top. The path back, the great stripping away. So where do you even start? When you feel lost, confused, and completely overwhelmed, what's the first step on the path back to your soul? The first thing you have to do is begin the great stripping away. At its core, a spiritual awakening is about shedding all those old, false identities. It's a process of letting go of everything that isn't true. Now, this can be really disorienting and uncomfortable, because even the miserable roles we play can feel cozy and familiar. But to find your authentic self, you have to be willing to break free from the labels that have been holding you back. This doesn't mean you have to quit your job or leave your family tomorrow. It means you start an internal pilgrimage. A pilgrimage, whether it's a real trip to a sacred place or a journey inward, is all about slowing down. It's about creating enough stillness in your life so you can finally hear that quiet voice you've been ignoring for so long. And in that quiet space, you start to untangle who you are from who you've been told to be. You start to question the beliefs and values you just inherited without thinking. This is the work. It's challenging. It takes courage, but it is the single most rewarding journey you will ever take. It is the journey of coming home. You can start by practicing self-reflection. Journaling is an incredibly powerful way to do this. When you put your thoughts and feelings down on paper, you give them shape, and you can start to make sense of them. Ask yourself some tough questions and be brutally honest. What do I really believe, separate from my family or culture? What makes me feel truly alive, with no thought of what anyone else thinks? What labels am I carrying that just feel heavy and fake? Simply by becoming aware of these labels, you can begin to loosen their grip. And as you do, you're not losing yourself. You're finding yourself. You're peeling back the layers of your conditioned self so the deeper truth of who you are can finally come through. This journey can feel really lonely. So if any of this is hitting home for you, let me know in the comments. What's one label you're ready to question or let go of? Sharing your story helps build a community of support, and you never know who else is feeling lost in the dark and needs to know they're not alone. Your experience matters. Rebuilding your foundation. The meaning of true salvation. As we strip away all the false stuff, we create an empty space. This is often called the void. It's that in-between place where you don't know who you are anymore, but you haven't quite become who you're meant to be. It can feel like a death, and in many ways, it is. It's an ego death, but it's also the fertile ground where a rebirth can happen. This is where we can start to see the idea of salvation in a new, deeply personal light. For a lot of us, salvation sounds like a purely religious word, but its root meaning is simple: to be rescued, to be made whole. In this context, it's salvation from being a fragmented, lost soul. And it's not a one-time event. It's a lifelong process, a journey. Christian theology actually offers a powerful framework for this, describing it in 3 stages: justification, sanctification, and glorification. Let's break that down as a map for our own journey. First, there's justification. This is the moment of acceptance. Theologically, it's when a person is made right with God through grace, not by anything they've done. For our journey, this is the moment you finally accept that you are worthy of being found. Right now, you stop striving, you stop trying to earn your worth with accomplishments and labels. You just surrender. You accept the gift of your own being, exactly as you are. The second stage is sanctification. This is the ongoing, lifelong work of growth and transformation. It's the active process of becoming more like your true self. This is the stripping away we talked about, peeling off the inauthentic layers and replacing them with true, authentic characteristics. It's the daily choice to live in alignment, to listen to your inner guide, and to rebuild your life on a foundation of truth. It's the universe, or God, continually making you more whole in the present moment. In this process, many people feel the presence of a guide. In the Christian tradition, this is the Holy Spirit, the helper, who empowers this transformation from the inside out. The Spirit works to make us more whole, producing fruit like love, joy, and peace. Whether you call this force the Holy Spirit, your higher self, or your intuition, It's that inner power that guides you, nudges you when you're off track, and gives you the strength to keep going. Letting this spirit lead is what sets you free from the slavery of fear and external validation. Finally, there's glorification. This is the ultimate completion of the journey. It's the point where you are fully integrated, liberated, and living in union with the divine. It's the promise that this difficult, messy journey of finding your soul leads to ultimate peace and wholeness. Feeling like you've lost your soul is one of the most painful things a person can go through. But it is not the end. It's a profound invitation to begin the most important journey of your life, the journey back to your true self. Remember, this is a process. It starts with the brave act of just admitting you feel empty and disconnected. It continues with the hard work of stripping away the false labels and identities you've collected over a lifetime. It is a pilgrimage inward, a dark night, that if you stick with it, always leads to a new dawn. By embracing this as a journey of salvation, of being made whole, you can move from being fragmented to being integrated. You learn to accept your own worth, to actively take part in your own transformation, and to trust the inner guide that's leading you home. This path isn't easy. It takes discipline and perseverance. But the reward, a life of purpose and authentic connection, is infinitely greater than anything the world of false labels can ever offer. You are not broken. You are awakening. You have everything you need to emerge from this darkness into a new state of being, with a deeper sense of who you are than ever before. If this was helpful for you on your path, please consider liking and subscribing for more content to help you find your way. Remember, you don't have to walk this path alone. Be well and keep moving toward the light.